Expect permanent death for Avengers Infinity War. Marvel fans got a dump truck full of news this week after Entertainment Weekly dropped their Avengers Infinity War cover story with 15 unique covers, each featuring different characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The covers, along with their write-ups, gave us new info like the confirmation of Iron Man's bleeding edge armor, and a sneak peek at Bucky's new arm. And while it's not been officially revealed as a vibranium arm made out of Wakandan tech, come on, just look at it. That thing is as Wakandan as the Dora Milaje. Nicely done, Shuri. But the biggest news from this week's Entertainment Weekly comes from an interview with President of Marvel Studios and God King of the MCU, Kevin Feige. And before we break down this interview, you should know that this episode of Nerdist News contains a ton of spoilers and speculation for the future of the MCU, most specifically Infinity War. So if you want to see the super-powered brawl fest completely fresh, you might want to power down, because seriously, this will not end well.
Finish him!
You still with us? Cool. All right, so it looks like some of your favorite Marvel characters will not be returning from the battlefield in Infinity War. And from the sounds of it, they may be gone forever. In Kevin Feige's interview with Entertainment Weekly, the MCU head honcho was quizzed on the possibility of character deaths in the Avengers and responded, yes, I could always list off the characters that we've killed in our movies that haven't come back, but the big ones, which I know they're looking at, I would say yes, people need to be careful what they wish for. People need to be careful what they wish for. Oh man, okay, well there you have it. We're going to be seeing some major permadeath in Infinity War. And if that wasn't enough, Robert Downey Jr. really drove the point home in his interview. Believe me, I'm tired of every movie, it's the end, it's Armageddon, it's the be-all, end-all forever, and then it's not. This one actually is. They're not kidding. This is a heads-will-roll scenario. Now, if this leads you to believe that the next Avengers movie will be the MCU equivalent of the Game of Thrones Red Wedding, you can take a deep breath. Sometimes a character exiting the MCU doesn't mean death. Sometimes it just means they're riding off into the sunset. In his EW interview, Feige said, quote, "People always will jump to death. That's not necessarily what we're talking about. I talk a lot about Star Trek The Next Generation, All Good Things. That, to me, is one of the best series finales ever. That wasn't about death. Picard went and played poker with the crew, something he should have done a long time ago." I love how much Kevin Feige is a Trekkie. I love it. I'm right there with you, bud. Wrath of Khan. But no matter what you call it, we're going to be saying goodbye to a few major characters in the next two Avengers films. So, whose head is on the chopping block? With RDJ being pretty vocal about moving on from the MCU, plus his gajillion-dollar paycheck, we're pretty sure his time is up. Adding in the fact that we think he will sacrifice himself to save Peter during the fight with Thanos, odds are 2-1.
Finish him!
Next, we've got Captain America. For years, Chris Evans has been talking about how he'd like to step away from acting to become a director. And with Bucky Barnes actor Sebastian Stan signing on for a crazy 9 MCU films, and with him being rumored to take on the Captain America mantle sooner rather than later, it makes sense that at the end of these Avengers films, Steve Rogers is going to be a Steve Goner. It's another 2-1.
Finish him!
Also, plus, let's not forget Falcon, y'all. He could maybe become Captain America too. And speaking of Goners, a major part of the plot of Infinity War is that the Avengers are going to do everything they can to prevent Thanos and co. from ripping the Mind Infinity Stone out of Vision's head. We even see one of Thanos' children trying to take the stone from Vision in the trailer. So we give the odds of a Vision death 3-1.
Finish him!
Moving on to Thor. Like Cap and Iron Man, he's got a trilogy of films, but with Thor Ragnarok making big bucks at the box office and people loving the new direction Thor has taken, including Jessica Chobot, who just saw it, we're not so sure he's set to die. We give his odds of survival 10-1.
Finish him!
As for Spider-Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Black Widow, they all have films in development that are set to come out after Avengers 4, so we give the odds of them dying about 1,000-1.
Finish him!
And since the first Black Panther film was just released and is one of the most successful superhero films of all time, we give the chances of T'Challa dying in the film another 1,000-1. It's not happening unless Marvel has lost their freaking minds.
Finish him!
So there you have it, our updated odds on who's living and who's dying, but we won't know for sure until Avengers Infinity War hits theaters next month. Also, real quick, Hawkeye, super dead. Super dead.
Yeah, that's not gonna sell.
But what do you folks think? Does this confirm that we're going to be seeing permadeath in the MCU? Which characters do you think are going to go bye-bye in the next Avengers films? Like Hulk or Scarlet Witch or any of the other hundreds of characters in the movie? Let's discuss. Be sure to like and subscribe. And did you catch our latest show, Nerdist News What the Friday? It's our week in review show that breaks down everything you need to know in the week of pop culture. If you didn't, you can watch the VOD right now over on Alpha. Sign up for a 60-day free trial using the promo code WTFriday over at projectalpha.com.